Do you want to learn the pieces that you need to build a USPSA rig for under $100? If you're interested in that, keep watching. Hey guys, Work here. Welcome back to the bench. So, the USPSA season is coming up. It starts this Saturday, and I figured before we get started with this year's season, I would go ahead and show you guys my USPSA rig. Now, you guys know me. I don't like to spend a ton of money. So what I've got here is what I feel is a pretty solid rig for right around $100. And I'll show you how I pulled that off. Now what I've got is a pretty decent rig. Now mine's going to cost a little bit over $100. But you can build a rig very similar to this for just around $100 with one minor change. And here it is. Now I know there's not a whole lot of space on the screen right now, but I'll pull some of these things off and show you what they look like and go over the price that I paid for each one of these. Now, as we go along these, if any of these look particularly interesting to you, remember I'm going to have a link to every single bit of this down in the description below. So first up, we've got my belt. Now my belt I just got, and I'm super happy with it so far. This is a Ghost USA belt. It comes in right around $40, and this belt is super sturdy. This is the first rig belt that I've had that's had that internal support system, as well as being dual layered to keep all of my stuff exactly where I want it. And so far, in my practicing, I've been super pleased with this thing. It firms up draws because your holster's not moving. Your magazines are always exactly where you want them. And for $40, I really don't think that there's a better entry-level option than this thing. Next up, we're going to go to my holster. And my holster is kind of the baseline Blade Tech holster itself. Now, I really like Blade Tech holsters. The reason that I like them is because they're consistent. I know exactly what I'm going to get with Blade Tech. It's not like Kydex manufacturers where, even from a tried and true source, you may or may not strike out. Blade Tech is always going to be exactly what you want. In addition to that, they have variable retention, so you can fine-tune exactly what you're looking for out of your holster. And for my SPO1, that is perfect. Now this thing comes in right around $35. Now, for $35, what you're going to get with that is you're going to get their Tech Lock system. Now, I really like the Tech Lock system. I actually am using it here on my belt. I'm just also using an additional drop. Now, this drop is significantly more expensive, but you would be fine with just using their Tech Lock system. One of the things that I really like about this drop system is, by unlocking, I can swap holsters out if I'm carrying a different gun. Just slide it back in, lock it back into place, and you're good to go. Now, the last thing on my rig is this. Now, you guys have seen these things before. I've actually got a review out on these, but these are the eBay kind of generic magazine holsters. And so far, as silly as it is, I absolutely love these things. They hold magazines extremely firm. They've got a rubber band style tension system here, as well as a rubber friction band in the back. So as soon as you get that magazine in there, it's gripped and it's not going anywhere unless you want it to. But it's not a super hard pullback there. In addition to that, now these things are super cheap. I got these four here for $15. So if you're doing the math with me, that's $40 for the belt, $35 for the holster, brings us to $75, $15 for these two sets of mag carriers, brings us up to $90. Add in the additional $10 that I paid for two last ones. I've got one more that I'm going to put on here for my starting magazine, but for right now, I've just got these five. But that brings us to right at $100. And I tell you, you can barely get this many mag carriers for $100 if you're looking at some of the higher quality ones. These things are great entry-level options. In addition to that, here we've got a double stack magazine from a CZ. CZ magazines are slightly thin compared to something like a Glock, which also fits. But not only that, this is a single stack 1911 magazine. Ta-da! This thing has a groove set in it to keep a single stack magazine centered. So with this one purchase, you get a double stack magazine that will not only manage any double stack that you throw at it, but single stacks as well, which is really going to help me out next year when I swap over to my 1911. So that's it for this time, guys. That is our $100 USPSA rig. Now, as I said, our first one is coming up this Saturday. I am super pumped because I finally get to pull this guy out and use it for what it was intended for. Keep an eye out for all the videos that are going to be coming up from that. Keep an eye out for future reviews. I'll go ahead and give you guys an idea of how this belt's doing. We all know that the holster's going to do well. It's Blade Tech. But remember, guys, if you found this video useful, go ahead and like and subscribe down below. Keep an eye out for future content with USPSA coming up, as well as new tricks and how-to videos. Remember, I appreciate every one of you, and until next time, do your research, get informed, get to work.